4 league titles, but the last one was nearly a century ago.
Wow.
6 FA Cups, the last one in 1955, plus the 1969 Intercities Fairs Cup, which is now essentially the Europa League, but all of those trophies gathering a bit of dust now.
They put the spider web a bit much.
I know, it's a bit mean, isn't it? This is certainly a day that will go down in Geordie folklore. How momentous is it? Well, we'll tell you. Take a look at this graphic here. Newcastle wins its first trophy at Wembley in 70 years. Dan Burn scores Newcastle's first goal in a Wembley final since 1976. And Eddie Howe becomes the first English manager to win a major trophy since 2008. Michael, what just happened, man? You were supposed to be getting Alexander Isak over to the desk. You failed.
No, I don't know what's happening here. He's got to celebrate with. We'll get him. We'll get him. Don't worry. If you want to send me on the mission, I will go. Don't worry about that.
Are you the new Jamie?
But I just want to give him his moment with his, friends and family. It's such a magic moment for him. So
would you always know where your friends and family were sitting in games like this?
Never. I never used to speak to my friends and family before games. I was locked in. I was zoned in.
Is that unusual for a player? Or
I don't know. I don't know about for you, Thierry, but I just...
Very unusual.
Oh, really? Maybe I
very unusual.
Maybe I got friends.
Our family.
Problem.
We're going to take you through the action from this game.
Nice.
And let's go through the goals in order. Let's start off with Dan Burns. What a goal this was to open it up 1-0. And from him.
Brilliantly. And I think we've talked about the header. But I want to talk about the ball in from Trippier. If you look at the way he's hitting them with fade. And the reason why I believe he's putting him so high is because Dan Burns so much taller than anyone. And the way he just guides it. I mean, that is an unbelievable cross.
It 4 times in the first half because they realized that McAllister was defending on that Burn, and there's no way. First and foremost, you can't grab anymore, as we all know. So how are you going to stop Dan Burn when the ball is in the air like that? It's virtually impossible. He won 1 before. I think 1 he nearly touched, and the 4th one went in.
But when the ball's floated like that, it's very hard to get the pace on it. You've got to have like a bullet ever. That's why you've seen so many in-swingers, so you can just touch it.
Yeah, but did you see the little curve he made?
Little fake,
to be able to attack it properly.
Amazing, bro.
It's very rare.
You had that in your locker.
I had that.
Oh, okay.
Dicky today, no roll rate. Okay.
No Dicky today. It's rare, isn't it, that you have one of your best performances in one of your biggest games, and that kind of feels like what happened for him today.
Yeah.
No. This guy has been playing well for a very long time. You have to give him his credit, and because it's a big occasion, he will go down in history.
Right.
He's been playing well for a long time, and sometimes I'm very sorry. It's not because the game is big that suddenly his performance is big. He's been playing well for a long time.
No, but can it be harder to have those good performances in big games? That's what I'm trying to say.
That's a different ball game, yes. But this guy has been a solid 7 or 8 out of 10 all the time. This is for him, and where he's from. That's a 10. That's a 10.
Yeah?
That's a 10.
You give him a 10 too?
That's a 10, yes.
A 10. I'll give him a 10, 100%.
Ray Hudson telling us about what it means to him to be a Newcastle fan and what it would mean to win a trophy. There you go, there's the end result.
Go on, Ray!
He's going to have a nice bottle of wine. Congrats, Ray. We're very happy for you.
Why is he not here, Ray? Why is he not here?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Ask the big man, ask the boss. We've also updated our trophy cabinet graphic that we showed you in the pre-game, which had all those cobwebs on, which you said was a bit mean. We've taken the cobwebs off, we've dusted it off, and we've added, yes, the 2025 EFL
You disrespected
Cup
Newcastle a little bit, didn't you, with them cobwebs?
Not me, the production. Should we say that? Let's pass that along to production. Don't look at me. Meanwhile, can we welcome in a couple more of our family members who decided to join us? Nigel, Anita. What's good? Anita, wanted to talk to you about Liverpool and the fact that you guys were able to be over in the tunnel as Liverpool were going back in there towards the dressing room. Did you get to speak to anybody? What was the emotion?
Yeah, as you can imagine, some long faces, not happy. It's been a very tough week for them. I spoke to Arne Slot. He said, well, they started well, beating Southampton, extending their lead in the Premier League to 12 points over second place Arsenal, but doesn't feel good with that loss and knockout of the Champions League. And then today he said that Newcastle had a completely different approach to what they'd seen just over 2 weeks ago in the league. He said they were more aggressive, they wanted it more at times, which I guess is damning. And he said for the final 9 games of Liverpool's season, they cannot play like today, even though they have such a huge lead over Arsenal.
As an Arsenal fan, does it make you wish that the season was maybe a little bit longer, watching kind of Liverpool's performances this week?
That's how it is. What do you want, more games? That's how it is. You have to win your games. You already know. You ask me a question, I answer. You don't like the answer, that's a different ball game. It's 38 games. That's how it is. You don't have to, I wish it was 5 more games. No. You have to give them the credit. The 12 points ahead. So let's see. I said earlier, I don't see it happening, apart if they implode. But no, I don't wish any more games. That's how it is.
Did this result just make it a little bit more difficult, though, for Liverpool to pull themselves out of this? I don't know if you call it a slump. It's 2 games. I understand that. But still, two games that will leave them with something to shake off.
I do look. I feel a bit worried. I feel they'll still get it done. But then the next fixture in the Premier League is against Everton. And Everton are a different animal now under David Moyes. And you talk about 2 bad results, and the performances have been very consistent in the lack of creativity in the final third. I got to speak to Andy Robertson, and he was very open about it. Nothing's worse than interviewing a player after they lose a game, especially in a team that wants to win. And he was saying that they were the better side, and that's not really good enough for Liverpool and where they want to be. But I'm very worried about the lack of creativity we're starting to see now. And they're going to face a tough Everton side.
Worried in what way?
Worried for me that there's not enough creativity, and if Mo Salah's not performing, your talisman, that they're not creating things in the final third. Today, Newcastle were the better side. Newcastle truly deserved to win that game today. Didn't see anything much from Liverpool. I saw a very similar performance against Paris Saint-Germain. Obviously, yes, I was going to say that, but that's Paris Saint-Germain. But still, you're at Liverpool. You've got to at least show something, some teeth in the final third. That's really missing.
How deflated did the Liverpool players seem?
Oh, extremely deflated. I think it was Virgil van Dijk who actually went into the tunnel first, that didn't want to talk to anyone. As you mentioned, straight after a loss, your head's probably a bit hot. You don't want to be having questions thrown at you. But it's really interesting because it almost feels like it's put a dampener on what has been an incredible debut season for Arne Slot. He came in, people doubted whether he could do what Jurgen Klopp had done over so many campaigns in the Premier League. He's managed to get to a final here, albeit they didn't win. They lost against a very good Paris Saint-Germain team. Overall, it's been an incredible first season in the Premier League. So many managers would dream of that.
I would say, Thierry, you've been a manager and a coach. If you're in Arne Slot's position right now, is it straight tunnel vision to win the Premier League?
Oh yes, for sure. I mean, I've been in that situation as a player. We lost against Chelsea in the quarterfinal of the Champions League, lost against Man United in the semi-final of the Cup. The boss changed the team. I don't know why, by the way, boss. But anyway, and then we had to react to win the league and stay unbeaten. So that's how it is. Focus on what you have in front of you.
Just stay unbeaten, yeah.
No, I'm not talking about us. We did. That's done. But it's more them.